Every record has been destroyed or falsified, every book rewritten. Every picture has been repainted, every statue has been torn down and replaced. On every street, every building has been renamed, every date has been altered. And the process is continuing, day by day and minute by minute. History has stopped. Nothing exists except an endless present in which the party is always right. Now, George Orwell got this 99.99% right. Some might ask Florida Maquis, what's the .01? You see, it's not the party that's always right. In this world that we live in 2023, it's the public perception that is always right. Because there's always half the people out there that hate the other half. You see, that's the key. There is no real unity, but boy, tell you what, I've got a massive bombshell for you guys today that relates to this. You know what they're trying to rewrite now? They're trying to rewrite the 1980s in an attempt to erase men and what men are. And they're scratching their heads as to why this is causing some worldwide decline in male libido and sperm counts. Wait until you see this. I cannot even believe that these people have the audacity to try this so soon. It shows how short a memory we are getting because of the internet. Real quick, though. As always, I don't want to have a short memory and forget those of you who have joined us over at the Florida Maquis Patreon channel, where it's only $1 US per month, even less if you sign up for an entire year. Fully refundable, first 90 days, no questions asked. Over there, we talk, believe it or not, just like it was the 1980s. You take the gloves off and you can say things and you can show images, and not everybody gets their nightie in a knot or panties in a twist or whatever word you want to use. That's just the way it is. You have to put it over this little tiny, literally 90 cents per month speed bump to be able to do that. It's ironic that to be able to speak freely, I have to resort to this, but pornography is free. Think about that for just a minute. Now, 22nd of August, not very far away, we are going to be auctioning off the last two known in existence. I keep saying that and it's incorrect. I apologize. We are going to be drawing two names out of a hat. It's not an auction, meaning nobody can bid up the price. Last two known in existence, Florida Maquis coffee mugs. One side says Masters of the Mind. The other side says Destroying the Illusion. We're going to do that once again here today. This is going to blow your minds, guys. It's absolutely insane. They are trying to rewrite the 1980s. Now, what am I talking about? The 1980s was a generation, a time in history that was dripping with sexuality. It was in the music. It was in the media. There was no internet at this time, but virtually every song. But funny story, there was nobody complaining about the male libido at this time. Some people have said pornography and oversexed. Let me tell you something. The 1980s, the exercise generation, people running around and working out and getting the blood flowing, believe me, that had an effect. Every movie had something in it that was almost borderline inappropriate. Now, those of you who have seen Vision Quest know the scene I'm talking about. Even the very idea of the younger man and much older woman today would probably get it canceled, but there's even a scene that goes farther than that in Vision Quest. And who remembers this, by the way? I'm surprised they even came out. This was the primary reason I thought they weren't going to do a Top Gun 2, because it would remind people of the original Top Gun. They would look at this scene and go, oh, we need to get rid of that. This guy that follows, Tom Cruise character, follows his love interest into the ladies' room when his karaoke plan didn't work out. Now, some people say, oh my gosh, I can't believe. But what are you talking about? How are they rewriting? Megyn Kelly. I'm sure a lot of you know who this is, the girl from Fox News. She has had this dual existence going on in her brain that I don't know how she lives day to day. See, when she was originally on Fox News, She was there because of how she looked. It was just that simple. Even Ted Nugent said it. Just, I don't care much for the woman, but I'll just turn on the Fox News and I'll turn it down just to look at her. And he said some other things too. They're a little bit more unsavory. She was then seen as anti-Trump, and now she's back on the Trump bandwagon. But people forget. Now, why am I bringing this up? Megyn Kelly has a channel on YouTube. And yesterday, she dropped 6 videos talking about why it's important for men to focus on their sexual health like women do. In the context of complaining about lack of male libido. 12,000 views. What's behind the massive decline in testosterone and sperm count? How testosterone and libido are connected. Testosterone, libido, and infertility. Deep dive on men's sexual health. Basically, I'll give you the short version. Guys, it's your fault. It's something you're doing wrong. It's something that she can help you with. When she was the one primarily causing most men to say, you know what, that's it. I'm out. Dating is now too big of a freaking minefield. What am I talking about? This movie, Bombshell, where her and a couple other whiners got together and complained about having to prepare for this. This is the tough thing to hear. I know, ladies, you got to sit down here. She had to twirl. Yeah, you see, that's right. She was interviewing, very young, pretty young girl, and she was interviewing with this much older guy, and he asked her to stand up and twirl around one time. And of course, that was the destructive event in her life that completely crushed her and brought her to tears when she watched the movie that was made about this. You want to know why men have no interest? This is why. Ridiculous. Absolutely. Sat there with her husband. Second husband. Oh, but it gets better. You see, then she even had the audacity to go after Tom Brady. Why? Tom Brady was sitting on the end of his bed, wearing a pair of brown underwear, and he had his hand over the front of the part that might look like something that would be inappropriate, and he took a picture. Nothing revealed, just a guy sitting there in his skivvies. And she flipped out about how inappropriate it was for a guy to do this who had kids. You ready for this? This was Megyn Kelly with her kids in the Bahamas. These are pictures of her that her kids can find all over the internet. Besides, remember, guys, it's your fault. Who remembers the SNL skit, Rectix? It was absolutely one of the most hilarious skits they ever did. And basically the idea was this: when men have low T, when they get older, clearly it's a sign that they're homosexual. Ha ha ha, that's their funny solution. Now this was a joke, but it wasn't really a joke. This is how these people think. Well, when you get older and you don't act like a 15-year-old boy in the 1980s, watching Tawny Katane roll all over a hood of a car, or watching a ZZ Top video, or watching Madonna sing Crazy for You, or, what about the heteronormative microaggressions that Madonna put out when she released La Isla Bonita? I want to be where the sun warms the sky. When it's time for fiesta, you can watch them go by. Beautiful faces, no cares in this world where, here comes, warning, trigger warning, here comes the heteronormative microaggressions, where a girl loves a boy and a boy loves a girl. How dare she? How dare she do that? But you see, this was the jokes they're making. This was the ha ha ha. Oh, we need to laugh at this. You see, Megan, if you're out there listening, they've already fixed the problem. If a man has low T, or he's getting older and he's just not who he was when he was 17 years old, just find a big look at the colors here, by the way. Remind you of anything? Look at the colors. This was a long time ago, too. They were trying to show you something here. They were trying to show you something here, I guarantee it. All you got to do is take this pill, and it's not like normal pills. No, it's not. It's for something else. I mean, you see, it doesn't dissolve at all, and it's a male enhancement pill. That mom, it was actually mom's idea. And I said, sure. So I won't ruin the whole clip of this for you. You can find it for yourself. I can't, of course, play it for you because it's the property of Saturday Night Live. But you get my point about this. Don't be fooled one bit. Now, I can't really say that I'm getting on board and justifying what Ted Nugent said. But people right now, they're saying, oh, Ted Nugent, he's pro-Trump. We definitely are behind him. And Megyn Kelly, boy, she's seen the light. Boy, she's wearing that red, make women female again hat. So she's on board with Trump. Boy, I tell you what, don't be fooled. They have an agenda. And I figured I might as well put the icing on the cake here, where Megyn Kelly sat with the sodomite who buys children, the child trafficking sodomite, David Rubin, and talked about how she would be okay swinging with the Clintons. She says, I wouldn't swing with anyone else because swinging, and this is her quote, you can watch the video, that swinging is for ugly people. Because if you're a beautiful person and you marry another person that's also beautiful, why would you want to be with anyone else? But if it was the Clintons, I would be curious enough to go ahead and say yes and see how far it went. Speaking, of course, for her husband. I'm sure he probably didn't clear that comment, especially when she was having her heart-to-heart with the trafficking sodomite David Rubin. And if you think that's not the case, he bought 2 children. Bought and paid for 2 children in the legal way that North America allows you to traffic children. See, there's the wrong way that, we can't do it the way they do it down South America, but in North America, it's okay. As long as you do it a certain way. You can pay for this, pay for that, pay for the other, and they will deliver 2 kids to your door. It's just that easy. It's just about money. That's all it's about. So, anyway, but lest I forget, Megyn Kelly wasn't all by herself. There was, of course, this woman who started the whole thing, Miss Minnesota, Little Miss Perfect, who, of course, would want you to believe that her whole life she's been nothing but a Christian stalwart of complete modesty. Yeah, you see, I wasn't even going to share this. I knew these pictures existed, but she put this on her new used to be called Twitter, now called X account. Throwback to when I was a kid. Really? Really? You walked around like this as a kid in the 1980s? Nuh-uh. Really? And you wonder why. So, just saying. This is destroying the illusion. This is being masters of the mind. This is what I'm talking about. See, nobody got all bent out of shape. I mean, people were like, okay, Madonna, yeah, she's pushing the limits a little bit. Compared to now, she was reserved. But back then, it was pretty clear what everybody was singing and talking about. But they're trying to change what a man is and how a man acts and what a man believes. And then they are just all sorts of flustered when they wonder why the men in their lives say, you know what? I'm checking out. I'm done. Can't handle it. It's just too much of a risk. And like I said, she didn't make one comment in one video that was a little bit up. She dedicated 6 separate clips of videos yesterday. Let me see if I make this right. Hold on. 1, 2, I guess it's 5. Pardon me. 5, not 6. 30 minutes and 15 seconds, 6:53, 11:19, hour and 40. But the idea of talking about shockwave therapy for erectile dysfunction. Lady, I'm going to tell you right now. If you want to fix erectile dysfunction, we didn't have the problem back in the 80s. We did not have that problem back in the 1980s, not at all, and it wasn't because of our age. So you can wake up and you can get, what is it? What color was the pill? Oh yeah, what color is that? Little interesting, the color of that pill. Isn't that strange? But don't worry, it has a retrieval strap on it. Isn't it interesting, the things that you can find when you look back? And you're like, wow, we really are getting, you know what, with those colors, aren't we? So I will leave it there before I get in too much trouble. God bless every single one of you that has joined us at the Florida Maquis Patreon channel. It's making the difference right now. It is a huge deal. I know $1, does that make that big of a deal? When people show up in groups, look at what happened to Bud Light. Look at what happened to Target. Look what they're trying to do to NASCAR now because they suspended a guy who liked a meme about something about George whoever from up in Minnesota. All I try to focus on with Minnesota is the hero cop that they put in jail. So yeah, I mean, look at the world. Look what's happened to Disney. Disney has collapsed. Bud Light is never recovering. Same thing with Target, losing tons. When large groups of people decide to get together and help, they can make huge differences. That's why I have it set at the lowest allowable level. If you can help for just $1 to keep the truth going, I'll do everything I can to bring it to you every single day, here and at Patreon. So God bless, pray for each other, lift each other up, like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.